Hi, good night, everyone. This is U.S. Immigration Attorney Sharifa Tharpe. I am here live to answer your U.S. immigration related questions. So go ahead and put your questions in the comments so that I may answer your questions. So let me formally introduce myself. I am U.S. Immigration Attorney Sharifa Tharpe. I am here every night at 9 p.m. to answer your U.S. immigration related questions. So go ahead and put your questions in the comments. Why not take advantage of a U.S. immigration attorney being here to answer your immigration related questions? Now, if you want to learn more about me as a U.S. immigration attorney, or you want to go ahead and schedule a personal consultation, you can definitely go ahead and do that by going to the link in my bio. It leads to Instagram, where I also post additional videos with very good content, informative content. And you can also call the office at 561-405-4889. It's also on the website. A scheduling coordinator is available up until 11 p.m. tonight, Monday to Friday, to take your call and schedule your consultations. Hi there, Anja. It's nice to see you. Go ahead, feel free to put your questions in the comments. Now, I usually come with a topic to talk about as well, and I talk about that topic between your questions. Keep in mind, your questions don't have to be related to what I'm talking about. You can ask anything that's immigration related, and you can continue to drop your questions in the comments as I talk. And what I'm going to do is still prioritize your immigration related questions. So go ahead and start doing that now. I also want to let you know that at 9:30, I'll be heading over to Instagram to continue the live there. So our conversation does not have to end here. You can go to the link in my bio, click on the Instagram button. It'll take you to Instagram, where you can hop on over to Instagram at 9:30 to continue this conversation. Just telling you that ahead of time so you can join me there if I don't get to your question here. So can a stepmom apply for an adult stepdaughter? It may be possible. So now where that's possible is if as the step parent, you were married to the biological parent before that child turned 18. If you were married after the stepchild turned 18, then under U.S. immigration law, they would not be considered a stepchild and you wouldn't be able to sponsor them. Now, if they do qualify as your stepchild under immigration law, and under immigration law, that means that you were married to the biological parent before they turned 18, or the parent. So you were married to the parent before that child turned 18. And even if they're now an adult, so even though they're now an adult, you could still apply for them, but they have to meet that requirement where you became their stepchild parent before they turned 18. Then you would be able to sponsor them even if they're over 21. Processing times change keep that in mind, that is going to change. So if they're under 21 and unmarried right now, then they would take priority in the green card process if they do qualify as your stepchild, and they would be able to come to the United States as the immediate relative of a U.S. citizen. However, if they are over 21, you're a U.S. citizen and or a green card holder, but they're over 21, you could still apply for them as long as they meet the requirements as a stepchild under immigration law. But processing times are going to take longer. It's going to take longer. It's going to be 5 to 6 years for green card holder parents filing for their adult children, or 6 to 7 years if you're a U.S. citizen. So how can a Jamaican get a green card without marrying someone? So there are multiple ways that you would be able to obtain permanent residence without getting married. However, the question is, do you qualify? Now, there is through employment, and usually in cases like this, you have employment type-based green cards range from self-petition, meaning if you qualify, you could apply for yourself, to most common, of course, is to find an employer who can apply for you. Now, if you don't have an employer, the next is family, except for the spouse. Do you have a parent? Do you have a sibling, a U.S. citizen sibling? Do you have a son or daughter who is 21 and over? If you do, that may be a path other than marriage, but keep in mind that you have to, the processing times are going to differ, and it may not be a fast process. Hey there, as an F3 category, is there anything that can be done to speed up the process? So usually not, unless you are facing a compelling, urgent situation and you ask for your case to be expedited. But keep in mind that that usually has to be an urgent situation, a compelling situation, in order for that to be approved, and you have to show evidence of that. So Casey, let's see, what question did you ask? So I see through my husband, but I don't see anything else. So Casey 38397, go ahead and put your questions in the comments again so that I can see the complete question and answer your question. Thanks for your questions so far. These are good questions, and I am here to answer your questions. Thank you so much, Safrana. Thank you. Go ahead, keep putting your questions in the comments. That is why I'm here. I'm here to answer your U.S. immigration related questions. Now, I am here every night at 9 p.m. to answer your U.S. immigration related questions, 9 p.m. Eastern time. So if you can't join me on Instagram at 9:30, you can always hop on at 9 p.m. between 9 to 9:30. You're definitely gonna see me here, of course, with very few exceptions. So go ahead, mark the time on your calendar when you can hop on again and ask your questions. You can ask it now while I'm here. Now, if you have a particular issue and you are listening but you really don't want to ask your question here, you can always schedule a personal consultation by calling the phone number 561-405-4889. It's all over my videos. Call, schedule a consultation. There are scheduling coordinators who are available between 9:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. to answer your U.S. immigration related questions. So I'm sorry to ask this other question. No problem. Now, another thing I want to let you know is that you are free to ask as many questions as you want. I try to get through every question, and I don't limit how many questions you can ask. But what is considered an urgent situation for F3 category? So usually there has to be, for example, a medical issue, a humanitarian issue. So for example, if your country is going through conflict, that could possibly be one. If there's a humanitarian crisis that's affecting individuals, posing an imminent harm to the individual in the country, that could be a medical issue of the U.S. person. That could also be a basis. Now, keep in mind that this is on a case-by-case basis, but generally those would have to be the types of situations that warrant a request to expedite the case. Princess Dal, thanks so much for the love. I appreciate it. So if you have a child with a disability, can she adjust her status with her mom? She's over 21. So not usually, but if you have a situation where she has a disability and she cannot sustain herself, she cannot be on her own, then there may be ways to request humanitarian parole to enable her to at least be in the U.S. temporarily until her process can go through. So that may be an option, but it really depends on your circumstances. Keep in mind that everything here I'm saying is general information, and it's not personal legal advice. So in your case, it would be a complex matter, and it would take some more investigation in order to determine whether something can be done. But what you can do is give me a call and schedule a consultation if you would like to look further into how to fix that situation. How long does it take to extend a B2 visa? So the processing times, I mean, right now with the COVID situation, some requests to extend the B2 have been still going on even after a year. However, what you need to keep in mind is that when you file the extension, there is a maximum amount of time that you can. So even if you never hear back, you still don't have permission to be here for as long as the B2 extension takes. It's usually until they make a decision or up to 240 days. So how long does it take? That varies right now. I'm seeing processing times going for a very long time. People end up leaving before the extension. The important thing though is that you file the extension so that you don't get caught being out of status in the United States. Can I request for extension then after getting my I-20 apply for change of status? So that is a possibility, whether you can qualify for that, whether it's going to require consultation, but it is possible to go from a B2 status or to apply to extend your B2 until you can change status to an F1, for example. And F1 means student visa. So thank you so much, Safran. The only thing I would want is for my kids to start their studies. Of course, I definitely understand that. My fiance lives in Dominican Republic and I live in the United States. What do we need? So if you would like your fiance to come to the United States and for you to get married, here in the United States, the fiance visa may be the good option for you. In order to file for the fiance visa, you'd have to be a U.S. citizen and you have to show that you have seen your fiance in person in the most recent 2 years, within the last most recent 2 years before applying. So those are the main requirements in order to get the fiance visa. Now with the fiance visa, what it would allow, if approved, it would allow your fiance to come to the United States and stay for 90 days. And within that 90 days, you'd have to get married and then help your fiance turned spouse adjust status in the United States to permanent resident. So that may be one option. Now to evaluate all your options, definitely go ahead, schedule a consultation, and then let's talk about your options. Now, a common question I get is, should I just get married? So for example, in your case, should I just get married in the Dominican Republic or should we apply for the fiance visa? Right now, the fiance visa and the immigrant visa, they're taking over a year, the both of them. So the fiance visa is not a quick solution. However, I always say that it also comes down to a personal decision. What if you, in this case, what if you want your American family to be at the wedding? What if you want to get married in the United States? What if you can't go to the country to get married? Then the fiance visa might be for you. However, what if you want it to be a one-step process? And what that means is if you go to the Dominican Republic, you get married, and then you file for the spouse immigrant visa, then when she does get the immigrant visa and lands in the United States, she would become a permanent resident instead of going through the fiance visa and then applying for permanent resident. So it all depends. And if you want some personal guidance on how you should approach your situation, definitely schedule a consultation, and we can talk about your particular circumstances and how to approach it. Thanks so much, Safrana, for sharing the live. I appreciate it. So keep those questions coming. I am just going to be here for a minute more. Now, this conversation does not have to end here. I am just going to go over to Instagram right now because I do have a scheduled live there as well. You can join me on Instagram by going to the link in my bio click on the Instagram button and it will take you over there where you can follow me, and then hop on and continue this conversation like it never ended. So go ahead, and if you're in the middle of typing, just go over to Instagram right now. I will be over there in a minute. Now, if you can't join me on Instagram, I'm here every night at 9 p.m. So this is not the last opportunity where you'll get to ask me questions and have a conversation with me. I will be here tomorrow night and the night after and the night after. With very few exceptions, I really do make you and your questions my priority at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So mark your calendars and come on, join me. Or you can just join me on the live on Instagram right now. If you can't, if you click on the Instagram button and for some reason it doesn't, you get an error message, I have the same handle as here, the immigration attorney. You can just type in the immigration attorney on. Hi there, 49 Drake. It's always nice to see you. Thanks for joining in. You can just type in the immigration attorney on Instagram and then join me there. Thanks everyone for joining in. I'll see you tomorrow. Make sure if you want a consultation, call, schedule. There is a scheduling coordinator who is available up until 11 p.m. tonight, Monday to Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 11 p.m., Saturdays, Sundays, noon to 5. You can call, schedule that consultation. Or just meet me on live, either here or Instagram. I'll see you tomorrow, or I'll see you on Instagram in a minute.